Joining me now to discuss the war in Iraq, soaring gasoline prices, illegal immigration, border security issues, a host of issues facing this country. Three of the most astute political analysts and writers: Evelyn Hernandez, opinion page editor of El Diario La Prensa; John Funn, columnist, Wall Street Journal; Miguel Perez, syndicated columnist with The Record. Good to have you with us. Let me begin, if I may, with you. The idea that we are facing so many issues, Miguel, whether it's gasoline prices, whether it's the war in Iraq, illegal immigration, border security, neither Congress nor the president nor either party seems to have any solution within reach.
And that's terrible, because I think the illegal immigration problem is one that can be reached. We can find a solution if we could only find a middle ground. Right. The problem is that the two extremes are so far apart, and they have been for so many years. Before 9/11, they've been apart for so long. And all we need is to get one side to agree that we need to shut down the border. All borders, the Canadian border, we need to go after the people who come from all over the world and overstay their visas, right, and the Mexican border. And then we need to also realize that we need some kind of legalization program for the people who are already here.
John Funn, does that make sense?
Of course, and there is a solution. The problem is, I think politics and other agendas are entering into this. The first problem came when we saw all of the flags in the first protests in March. Mm-hmm. Now we have this whole controversy, which I think is a little overblown, about the new Spanish language anthem. But this creates a whole nother set of circumstances, because people view this as a failure of people in this country to assimilate. And that is the crux of the immigration problem.
Failure to assimilate?
Yes, because there are political forces, and I will specifically mention Nativo Lopez, who is the Al Sharpton of Southern California, who do not want immigrants, either legal or illegal in this country, to assimilate into the broader American context.
I've got to say, in Al Sharpton's behalf, I think he's a pretty good guy. I like what he's got to say, and I think that's a disservice to Al Sharpton to compare the two men.
Al's just a charming demagogue. I happen to know him quite well, but he is a demagogue.
Well, I think he makes a lot. Well, you're going to argue about Al Sharpton. I happen to think he makes a lot of sense, and out of the a host of candidates in 2004, frankly, put forward by the Democratic Party, I thought he was standing head and shoulders over everybody else.
He was certainly the most humorous. I'll give you that in a pretty dull field.
I will have that argument later.
With regard to immigration reform, however, though, we see this as a civil rights issue, a human rights issue. I mean, basically, we need just and fair immigration reform that's going to give people who are here living peacefully and working very hard the opportunity to legalize their status and to be able to seek the American dream, which is what every immigrant comes here for.
Yeah, every immigrant, not necessarily every illegal immigrant. And when you talk about make this,
why not necessarily every illegal immigrant?
Well, because I don't think that it was a matter of point of fact. You've crossed a line that is an international boundary and a border of the country. You've broken a law to be here.
Well,
that would be the first start.
Jaywalking is illegal, and driving your car without a seatbelt is illegal. We don't call those people illegal pedestrians or illegal drivers.
I don't want to get involved in something that's
our
really
justice system, differentiates degrees of transgressions. People come here because they are seeking opportunities that they don't have in their own countries.
Why would you call this a civil rights or human rights issue?
It's a civil rights issue, and it's a human rights issue because a bill like the Sensenbrenner-King bill is going to declare open season on immigrants, on undocumented immigrants.
Season?
Yes, it's going to it
turns them into
they are human beings, and it turns them into felons. It is currently a civil. It's a civil transgression. We're going to turn it into a felony. And
no, they've already said point blank they're not going to do that. We're going to be right back, and we're going to turn to Miguel first. When we come back, we'll be with our guest in just a moment. A reminder to vote in our poll tonight. Do you find it ironic that corporate America cites the law of supply and demand when talking about higher gasoline prices and defending them, but refuses to accept the same law of supply and demand when it comes to illegal immigration, the exporting of American jobs, and lower wages? The impact on lower wages. Cast your vote at LouDobbs.com. We'll have the results in just a few moments. More of your thoughts, and we'll be right back with our guests. Stay with us.
Nancy Grace fights child sex predators. She's testifying on Capitol Hill. Then live from Washington, D.C., Nancy Grace, Headline Prime, tonight, 8 Eastern.
Someone is actually listening to the needs of tri-state area businesses.
We started with 10 people. We grew rapidly, and that's where Optimum kicked in. We have incredible speed and service through the lines that we've got now.
We're a new business. Every dollar counts. Optimum gave us a price. They stuck to it. There were no hidden fees. There were no hidden costs. That was a slam dunk for us.
We're in the business of saving lives. We evaluated the 7 top companies. Our primary focus was reliability and service. Optimum finished on top in both of those areas.
And by using Optimum, I can get that service to my customers faster and less expensively. That's what I have at home. It's what I'm used to. I don't want to come to work and I want anything less. I want to go as fast as I can.
We're Optimum and Optimum Lightpath. We built the first fiber optic network in the metro area and continue to invest to offer the fastest, most reliable network to your business. Call to get Optimum for your business.
New Jersey City University, a campus of vibrant change, quality education, and dynamic results. Our students are setting admirable and important goals and achieving them.
I am Natalia Brook, a graduate of Music, Dance, and Theater Department at New Jersey City University. I received a great education at NJCU, and I put it to work every day here at St. Bart's Theater in Manhattan.
New Jersey City University graduates, you'll find us in the most creative places.
Mundo Latino welcomes all to the best in Spanish cuisine. Located on Bergen Line Avenue, Mundo Latino serves the best fish, meat, and chicken in all of Hudson County. Come in for a family dinner or a romantic dinner with a loved one. We dedicate the best foods to the best customers, you. Come in and taste the best in Spanish cuisine. Mundo Latino, the best in the way we treat our customers. Mundo Latino, located on 8619 Bergen Line Avenue, North Bergen.
CNN, the most trusted name in news.
We're back. John Fund, you were just about to say?
Well, I do support a guest worker program. We had one that worked in the 50s and 60s, the Bracero program. I think making illegal status a felony, of course, is ridiculous. But here's the problem. The agenda of a lot of these people is simple and complete legalization without even a thought of a guest worker program. These people simply want to wipe all of the laws off the books and leave all of the people leaving in the line for the legal immigration status in the lurch.
Do you agree with that, Evelyn?
Well, the Kennedy-McCain proposal included a penalty, and it included
do you agree with what John just said?
No, I don't. The Kennedy-McCain proposal has a plan for a penalty, and also has a plan for the legalization process.
We're talking about earned legalization.
Exactly.
Right? To earn it.
The idea of earning legalization, could all 4 of us sitting at this table, could we agree on something? That if we did pass any one of these immigration reform bills, so-called immigration reform, that they would be completely ineffective because until you take control of that border and secure it, you can't control immigration, and therefore you can't reform it? Could we agree on that?
I think it can be done simultaneously. I think what happened in 1986 was a mistake.
Right.
You gave amnesty to all these people, and then you didn't reinforce the borders. You just forgot about hiring Labor Department agents to go after the employers.
They made a little mistake.
Yeah, huge. But if they do it now, if they do it well, we can do it well.
Evelyn,
I agree that it has to be that both things have to happen. We have to
contemporaneously rather than in sequence.
Correct.
Would you resist this if, for example, Washington decided we're going to secure the borders, take control of immigration, and we promise and cross our hearts that we'll deal with immigration reform a year later, after that border is controlled?
I'm opposed to that because you got raids going on as of last week. They're raiding everybody.
Oh, they raided 1,200 people, 200 of them were deported, and they were back across the border immediately.
Yeah, that's called harassment, though. I mean,
oh my gosh.
First, I mean,
how can you say such a thing with a straight face? They are in the country illegally. They're in our immigration laws are being enforced.
So either deport them. So so do the raid and follow it through, or stop harassing people.
The boycott has so heated up the measure that we're not going to have any bill this year. It's simply poisoned the well.
You think because of the boycotts and the
It's
demonstrations?
over.
I don't
For
agree
this
with
year,
that.
it's over.
I don't
For
agree.
the-
Maybe a lame duck session.
And
I
because
don't
of the
agree with that.
elections, because the politicians aren't quite sure
I think the more
what
they
to do.
boycott, the more they protest, the more they're going to be heard.
Should, let me ask you very quickly, do you think our politicians, we got about 30 seconds, do you think our elected officials in Washington, Congress and the Senate should be listening more to the people who are demonstrating in the streets, or about 280 million working men and women and their families?
Especially because most of them are legal and they can vote.
Exactly. The people who are demonstrating in
Who
the
are you?
streets are a combination of undocumented and people who are here who are voters.
The leaders of the boycott made a mistake. They have a different agenda than simple reform.
Miguel Perez, Evelyn Hernandez, John Funn, we thank you three for being with us and hope you'll come back soon.
Thank
the
you.
issue is upon us.